Hello again. I'm Thyra Benoit, Thyra Benoit. This is part one of my story. I was born in Washington in the great year of 1950. However, due to family difficulties, my parents divorced and I moved to Watertown, Massachusetts. Some of you may know Watertown as it is the home of the Perkins School for the Blind and the Deaf. It wasn't until I started college in 1968 that I realized that people don't cross streets with bells. Can you imagine what it was like going to school in Boston? I attended Simmons College and trying to cross the street with red and yellow lights flashing at the same time and hearing no bells and almost getting hit by a car. Well, anyway, that was my big adventure about going to school in Boston. At Simmons College, I started as a nursing physical therapy major, but I decided that if I wanted to graduate on time, I would be better off majoring in something else. So I chose French. I like languages and I like to mimic people. In any case, then I had to decide what to do. I thought, well, maybe I would major in French and then go on and become a social worker. But first I had to get through college. So I also took education classes. And I had the pleasure of teaching on the high school level at an experimental school. Can you imagine what it's like to be in a classroom with students being permitted to literally hang out of the window? Well, that was acceptable. I got through the year, and then I left Boston and came to Washington, D.C., where I attended Howard University School of Social Work. I was in an experimental class, and it seems like all of my academic years have been filled with experiments or first-timers. When I started school in Boston, they did away with grades. And I don't know if any of you have had that experience, but it permits you to be very focused on what interests you, where you could give your talents, and on the mandatory subjects which don't necessarily meet your academic needs, you can get by. Well, anyway, Simmons was wonderful. I came to Howard and then learned I was in a new thrust class. And that meant we went straight through a 2-year program. We finished in a year and a half with no grades again. So I'm here in Washington and I'm here to stay. And I thoroughly enjoyed my experience at Howard. It is where I met Dr. Marquessa Brown. And it is through my friendship with her that I stand before you today. Thank you. Hi, I'm Leslie.